Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. I'm a proud American from my birth to the grave. 47's the top, took a bullet for all. Didn't flinch, didn't run, still he answered the call. And we said, be tight, be tight, be tight. Officer Tatum Show. Be tight, be tight, be tight. Officer Tatum Show.
The Officer Tatum Show. Pam Bondi says she's going to release the Epstein files. Now, let's talk about this real quick. I'm just being honest. Y'all know how I am. I don't, nobody's paying me to say nothing. I don't like how she doing this. Can I just say it? I just don't like how she doing it. She don't seem confident to me. She don't seem convincing to me that this Epstein thing is going to be something that everybody's excited to see. She's not being clean with her answers, in my opinion. It makes me feel like this is a big nothing burger. What is she? You'll see what I'm saying. Is this the Pam Bondi clip from Jesse Waters' show? Okay, let's play the clip, and you're going to see what I'm saying. This is my expectation for people like this. And I'm not trying to be mad. I like Pam Bondi. When somebody asks you a question, give me a direct answer. You are a professional. If I knew I had the Epstein files on my desk and Jesse Waters say, what's in the files? This. When is it going to be released? I'm going to release it tomorrow. Not I might, maybe, I think we're going to try to get it tomorrow. What specifically are we going to see? And she's just beating around the bush a little bit, man. I don't like that. Roll the clip.
A lot of people are wondering, because you said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk, is when can we see them and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Jesse, there are well over, this will make you sick, 200 victims. 200. So we have over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected and their personal information. But other than that, I think tomorrow, the personal information of victims. Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
Yeah, what you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information. But it's pretty sick what that man did.
Okay, well, we'll
along
look for
with his
that.
co-defendant.
Absolutely, and he had help. That's for
He
sure.
He sure did.
Y'all get what I'm saying a little bit? I want to know exactly what. I don't understand why she can't just straight out say, this is exactly what I'm going to release. A document that's going to show this, a document that's going to show this, a document with the names on it. I'm assuming that she's seen it already, right? She's seen the files. I want to hear her say, and I haven't seen her in any interview, I want to hear her say, you are going to be shocked at the people's names that are on this list. I'm talking about dignitaries. I'm talking about presidents, current presidents, people that was on TV last week. People that went and gone. I want to hear her say that. The way she's presenting it, it doesn't seem as confident, right? Just wait till she releases this tomorrow or the next day. I think it's going to be underwhelming based on how she's articulating this. Tomorrow, breaking news now. Tomorrow, we're going to try to get it tomorrow. No, are you going to get it tomorrow or not? I don't know why this bothers me, but I want somebody to shoot us straight. Is it juicy or not juicy? Are people gonna lose their minds? Because we know he's a nut job. Well, was. I mean, maybe is. I don't know. He really did? I don't know. So we know Epstein is nutty. We know Epstein was a nasty, dirty guy. We know Ghislaine Maxwell was a harlot. And we know they set up all these kids and they did all this crazy stuff. They're trafficking and all the Epstein Island, Lolito Express, you name it. We already know that. What else are we going to see? Is it going to be somebody's name on that list that's going to make our eyes pop out? Or is it going to be Bill Clinton? Okay, we already know he's on the list. Who else is on this list? What other stuff are we going to uncover? Is there a conspiracy with him and the Mossad? Is there a conspiracy that's legitimized with him being a U.S. spy? Are we going to see that he have a recording of him and Jay-Z together or something? Is that what we going to see when you release the files? I want to know. Who in this recording? Are we going to be able to, you can redact the names, you can redact specifics, but I want to hear an audio recording of somebody doing something salacious. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear Clinton on the phone and they talking about how they going to buy, you know what I'm talking about, or who they done brought to the thing, how many times they done it, how many people are involved, the ages of people involved. I want to hear some juiciness. And if it ain't juicy, quit wasting our time, please. There's a couple other videos associated with this. Let's go to the next clip of today's update, or today update from Marsha Blackburn. Roll it.
Senator, you said you're going to release what you know. What can you tell us?
Yes, indeed, and I've been so pleased that AG Bondi and Director Patel have worked with me on this. As she said, we have to make certain that these victims, and it is over 250, that their names are redacted, they are protected. And Maria, this is going to be a phase 1 release in short order. I will have the hard copy in my hand. AG Bondi is responsible for what will be the public release on this.
I see.
She has worked diligently on this, and so appreciative that we can begin to get this information, that we can begin to break apart what became a global human trafficking, sex trafficking ring, about $150 billion a year business. It is time to get some justice for these victims, for these women and children, and this will be a phase 1 release. There will be more to come.
That is
Jeffrey Epstein files, we're told, are to be imminently unleashed. And already we saw the Attorney General Pam Bondi say that the scale of what happened is far worse than anyone realized. Well over 200, maybe 250 victims, and that we're going to get information either later today or tomorrow from these files. What can you tell me about that?
I believe it will be today. I was just with, I saw Pam and Cash in the White House just before coming on your show. And I can tell you that I haven't been privy to it yet, but I know it is coming out. They will be taking portions of it. We have to be patient. And I said this last night at a dinner with some media. And I said, I think America needs to remember one thing. We are going to be promises made, promises kept. But when you're dealing with victims, and by the way, this is a perfect example of a case that was vetted, that went through trial, that had testimony, and was prosecuted the right way. I don't preemptively attack. That's just not the way I operate. But in this case, in Epstein's case, it is incredibly disturbing. We have flight logs, we have information, names that will come out.
Is it going to be shocking?
I don't see how it's not shocking that there were so many individuals that were hidden and kept secret and not been held accountable. Let's talk about the reverse. I believe in accountability. So you have to now go through your process. Now, I won't say they're guilty until they go through their time in court. But again, now it's time for accountability. We have seen for so many years, Pierce, in this country, many investigations, subpoenas, testimonies in Congress, et cetera, et cetera. But there's a general frustration with accountability. We take it halfway, we don't take it home. And I really believe that now with Cash and Pam, there will be accountability.
we know that only one person so far has actually gone to prison over that whole scandal. It was Ghislaine Maxwell, the former lover of Jeffrey Epstein. No man so far has actually been put in prison as a result of what happened. Do you think by releasing information from these files, we are likely to see criminal actions being taken?
Absolutely.
Really?
I think it would be negligent for us not to. You have to hold individuals who are indeed rapists accountable. We have to have them tried, in my opinion. And I do believe in that. You know, nobody should be just dismissed. You have to have your time in court and your case will be heard. But to hide lists, to protect political friends, all of that, we don't have time for that.
I can't wait. They say it's today. Nick, if somehow they release that today, we got to come back and tell the world. All right, it'll be breaking news. We may come back live, or I may do a short video about it real quick. I want to know who owned this thing, man. I think we all do, and I think that they shouldn't have to make it public for people to be held accountable because the FBI actually has access to it right this minute. So people should already be getting investigated if there's investigations to be gotten. So we shall see. I'm really excited about the Trump administration's actions. You know, they haven't proven much to me thus far, but I do in good faith believe that they're going to do exactly what they said they're going to do, and I'm excited about that. But we shall see. You know, I heard the other day that, you know, Elon Musk had told all the federal workers, the FBI agents, that they better send in 5 things. I think it was like 5 things you worked on last week or you're going to be fired. I don't know if that was legitimately or he alluded to it or he said it specifically. I'm not really sure. But then I heard that Kesh Patel told the FBI, don't listen to Elon Musk. Now, let me just say this. I do not want to see us not on the same page. So if Elon Musk does something, they need to have a powwow and say, how are we going to disseminate this information to the public? I do not want to hear this go around. This person over here saying this person saying this, and this person doing this. I don't want to see it in the Trump administration. We don't want to give these idiots no more fodder for them to say anything about us. We have them on the ropes. Let's keep swinging. Remember your training. Body shots, head shots, set up the kick, set up the kidney shot, whatever you have to do. We winning, but we need to finish it. I do not want to end up in a situation where these fools somehow perform well in the midterms. I don't want them to ever perform well ever again. They should never have a position in politics ever again, especially not majority. We should get a Supreme Court justice because one of them fools gonna be out of there soon. We should get another Supreme Court justice, put another conservative on the justice, and then we should also have the supermajority in Congress, and we have the White House and Senate, and we will have J.D. Vance for a second term, or for his first term, but a successive term. All right, let's see. While we're speaking about DOGE, I want to jump to this topic real quick. That the left meltdowns over Elon Musk's polls showing majority of Americans agree with what DOGE is doing. I don't know how you are a living human vessel with a soul in it, and you are not perplexed, upset, angered, infuriated, whatever term I can use to describe. You should feel some type of way when you go back and look and you say, the Pentagon haven't passed an audit in like 7 years. The devil is a lie. How fast can you lose your job? We got $1.7 trillion where nobody knows where it's at. We got over, I don't know how many, 20 million people that are over 120 years old, but still have an active Social Security number. But like, y'all playing with our money. People have taken their own lives because they've been so burdened by taxes, behind on bills, getting their stuff garnished. Some people have had all kinds of issues when it comes to the forced taxation by the government. And you did all that, and we find out y'all playing with our money. Everybody should be mad. I don't care if you like Elon Musk or not. I don't care if you don't like his baby mama drama. I don't care if you don't like him because he's a transhumanist. I don't care if you don't like him because he don't believe in God. I don't care if you don't like him because he's from Africa. I don't give up. What I want to know, because I pay tax, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of taxes, what you doing with my money? What y'all doing? If I had an accountant on payroll and I look up and say, we got how much debt? We spend more in our interest payments than an entire division of my company making annual salary or annual revenue. You gotta lose your job. You telling me if I go down to Pure Choice Apparel, which is one of my companies, Pure Choice Apparel. So if y'all need apparel, we'll take care of you. A business, you're a big influencer, and you need somebody to take over that, we got it. We work with Candace Owens, Larry Elder. Who else we got? The Cartier family. I mean, everybody. We do it all. Anyway, if I go down there and we do an audit and they can't tell me where my money going, if they can't tell me why they purchased XYZ for the distribution company, if I go to Synergy and they cannot tell me and they don't have an account for where the money is going, somebody finna get fired. I may even swing on you. I don't know. I'm just, y'all pray for me. If my money, you playing with my money, I may swing on you. All right, let's pull this up real quick. Roll the clip.
Brand new polling, which shows overwhelming support for the DOGE cuts. When asked if the U.S. federal government debt is unsustainable, 67% say, heck yeah, it is. It's unsustainable. 33%, nah, man, we got this. But when asked if DOGE is helping make major cuts in government expenditures, 60% say, heck yeah, it's helping. 40% say, no, it's not helping. And finally, when asked if DOGE should have access to the sensitive data, remember that one? 58% say, heck yeah, give them the access, compared to 42% who say, no, don't give them the access.
Now, here's the thing. This is kind of weird to me that there is a thing about access to privileged information. Are we stupid or are we real stupid? The people who work in the IRS right now, or before Trump got in, the people who worked in the IRS, people who led the IRS, they already had access to your money. They have more to gain by manipulating your Social Security number than Elon Musk do. Why all of a sudden it's a thing that your information could be compromised? Why is it a thing now? Like it's new. Like the Social Security number was under lock and key with a passcode and multi-verification authentication, whatever you want to say. And that's been like that since the beginning of time. And all of a sudden, Donald Trump and that rich dude, Elon Musk, somehow broke the code and now they have access to your stuff. Bro, people got access to your Social Security everywhere. How you think they were able to garnish your funds if you don't pay your taxes? How you get that tax bill? They got your info. Some of y'all got to put your Social Security number in your bank, and their bank got your Social Security number. The bank got your bank information. Any of that get breached, you done. These people broke. They would love to steal your money. Oh, you go anywhere in the hood right now, they selling Social Security numbers in the hood. You just give them they sell your Social Security number and credit card numbers. I don't know if y'all know that. They do that in the hood. They got socials everywhere. They got more of a reason to steal your money than Elon Musk, who has businesses worth trillions of dollars. Why would he risk making another 100 million when he have 400 billion? He gonna make $100 million off of your little money and then go to prison for life. Come on, man, y'all can't be that silly. All right, let's go on to Jasmine Crockett. She nuttier than a nutty bar. She nuttier than a payday. How many of y'all old enough to know what a payday is? She is nutty, nutty, nutty. It's not this one. It's the one on the Breakfast Club. Let's see. We'll find it real quick. But she nutty, 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 nutty. The epitome of ghetto losers is Jasmine Crockett. Roll the clip.
Is there anything good that this administration has done so far? Anything that you can say, well, at least that's a good thing?
Huh?
Okay.
Illegal border crossings are down 94%. Huh?
Not nothing. I saw Bernie Sanders post yesterday about he likes what Trump is attempting to do with the Pentagon by auditing them and stuff like that.
Okay, attempting. Let's see it happen.
The Department of Defense has never passed an audit and has only been required to conduct one for 7 years, starting in 2018, when Trump was in office. It has an $800 billion annual budget, $3.8 trillion in assets, and $4 trillion in liabilities. The average audit of a large business can take anywhere from a few months to a year. As of right now, the largest company in the world is Apple at $3.86 trillion, meaning that auditing the Department of Defense would be like auditing the largest business in the world. Donnie's been in office for 4 weeks. Attempting.
The vast majority of the waste, fraud, and abuse that we have in this country is Department of Defense.
Good thing they're trying to audit it. Demon.
You can Google and find out that at some point in time we were spending like $1,000 per toilet or something. So like that's where we see these inflated costs. That's where we have a lot of contractors. That's where they play a lot of games.
Cool. That's what you call a common thread, a pattern of behavior. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm sure it's not only happening there. Good thing they're trying to audit it. And all the other departments that are likely doing exactly the same. Really makes you wonder why you've been screeching so much about how bad Elon is.
But approximately 50% of our discretionary budget is defense.
Yeah, and we'd all like that to be reduced. But generally speaking, one of the primary objectives of the federal government is defense, as the individual states do not spend any money on national defense, whereas the federal government spends money on national defense in every state. So yeah, that kind of makes sense though.
And they can't pass an audit. So why we didn't start there, where Elon has decided that he was going to get 2 new contracts just in 2 weeks, one for $400 million to Tesla.
That was initiated by the Biden administration. Try again.
Another for a little over $300 million to SpaceX. I don't know why we didn't start there.
SpaceX has significant.
Can I say this? Bobby Sauce may say it. That's his name, Bobby Sauce. You can follow him on social media at Take Naps, at Take Naps. Follow him on Instagram. I love his content. But Bobby Sauce may say this. $400 million, it's not that big of a deal to a multi-trillion-dollar company. And it's like people don't understand money. If I were to get, just say with Pure Choice Apparel, which is my apparel company, or our screen print company, just say somebody were to give me a $10 million contract. People don't just give me $10 million and I put it in my pocket. You have to do work. That's what the contract is. I may have to make 1 million shirts. That costs time, effort, energy, supplies. So I have a contract for $10 million. The cost may be $5 million. And then employees and time and all this other stuff may be another $1 million. So technically you gave me a $10 million contract, but I only made by $4 million. The company made $4 million. But to keep the company sustainable and make sure you have a run rate, which means if you have a hard times, you can still pay all your employees, you got to keep some of that money in residual in the company. The CEO of the company can't just have all that money. So if they had first of all, Elon Musk is worth $400 billion. They doing a $400 million contract. After the resources, the cost, all this other stuff, and reinvesting in new projects, Tesla may break even on a deal like that. And Elon getting $10 million off of that, $100 million, makes zero difference to his $400 billion net worth. These people are so stupid, and then they act like they know what they're talking about, and then they got all these people following them and being like, yeah, Elon got contract deals. His companies do. He don't need the money. Y'all know the difference between $400 billion and $400 million? How much is 400? It's a million. Hold on. How much would that be? 400 million. He worth 400 billion. How many 400 millions can go into 400 billion? So you go 400 billion divided by 400 million. Or, yeah.
1,000 times.
So he make 1,000 times. His net worth is 1,000 times what defense contract or some government contract. 1,000 times. Nick, do some more numbers for me. How many times does 400 million go into 1.7 trillion? That's probably hard to put on a calculator. There's so many zeros in 4.7 trillion. He gonna tell me in a minute. My math ain't that good, y'all. 1.7 trillion divided by 400 million. There's so many zeros. He'll get it in a minute. I'm doing the math to let you know how insignificant a $400 million contract is to a $1 trillion company. Can we make that?
4,250 times.
So 4,250 times. So the company's worth 4,250 times what this one contract is. Elon is 1,000 times richer than what this contract is. That's how insignificant this is, and they want to make it a big deal. Roll the clip.
Significantly reduced the cost of a space launch, with SpaceX launches being up to 10 times cheaper than a NASA launch. In 2022, NASA Administrator Bill Nelson said that SpaceX has saved the United States government over $40 billion on military space launches. Elon himself has challenged any person to find a single expenditure that SpaceX has produced that has not been a cost savings to what it would have cost the federal government or NASA to do it on their own. His contracts are literally saving us money. Demon.
But it seems like we could find a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse because, again, they've not been able to pass an audit.
Good thing we're auditing them. Oh, my God. Yell it sassy.
There is a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government, though.
I'm not going to say that there's a lot.
Bro, you just said there's a lot. You just said it.
Hold on.
It was the last sentence you said.
She literally did say there was a lot. She said that the department that has 50% of our discretionary spending hasn't passed an audit. I mean, what does this mean? What does this mean? Where do they find these people? Somebody voted for her to be in office again. Roll the clip.
I'm going to say that it does exist. I'm going to say that it exists. I don't think that there's a lot. I think.
So why are we so in debt then?
We're in debt because we decide that we're going to reduce the income.
That's not how debt works. Youthful, sassy crustacean in training. Debt comes from spending and borrowing, not from reducing your income.
Well, those Trump tax cuts, they expire right about now, and he's trying to reinstitute them.
Yeah, because it's good policy. So good, in fact, that the Democrats didn't do anything to change them for 4 years when they had the chance.
So here it is. You've got Elon Musk running around talking something. I'm cutting this. I'm slashing this. I'm doing this and that and da-da-da, all this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, okay, we're done here. Why are you so clueless, soggy, and clueless? Just because you yell it sassy doesn't mean it's true.
Bobby South's crazy, boy. I wish we had that full clip of Dumb Dumb McDumb. But regardless of that, I mean, she's a complete idiot. It's crazy. They have the most to say, and they know the least about government. There's a reason why y'all got to think about it too. The amount of money that we give to other countries, the amount of money that we gave to Ukraine, the amount of money that we give to Israel, the amount of money that we give all over the world, like the money that we wasted. After they finish with the audit, I think the American people are going to realize that we probably shouldn't be 30-something trillion dollars in debt. And that if they weren't wasting our money and stealing our money, and misusing and mishandling our money, then we could have Trump give a stimmy check and then not cause us to go in a tremendous amount of debt. We should be a country that's net positive. Now, a little debt ain't bad, right? You can leverage debt to do a lot of stuff. I leverage debt in my company. I don't buy this stuff straight out. I leverage debt. That's how you do it if you're smart. You're not gonna. I use other people's money to make money. If I'm gonna make a 40% return on my investment, I go borrow the money for 5% interest, and I make a 40% return on my investment. I never used any of my money. I use their money with a little bit of interest, but my profit margin is gonna be higher than their interest payment. So I make that money. I let my money stack, and I take their money, use it, pay it back. Take their money, use it, pay it back. Take their money, invest it, build it, pay it back. And my money just go like this. Therefore, I have liquidity and disposable income in case something major happens and I want to use my money for it. But my goal is to use the bank's money and everybody else's money to make a lot of money and then keep my money, invest my money and stuff. Anyway, only smart people understand that, I guess. All right, let me go to this other Scott Jennings clip. Hold on, no, Joy Behar. Because she had to write a legal note. Put that chicken head on the camera. Chicken head. Boop, boop, chicken. Boop, boop, chicken head. Y'all know that song? You know, some of y'all are old enough to know that song, Chicken Head. I wish I had the song, but I'll probably get copywritten if I play it. Let's see what this fool had to do. I don't think you should be able to do a legal note. I think you should get sued and they could take your whole company. But listen to what she had to say, wrote a clip.
And Elon Musk kisses his butt and strokes his tiny ego or big ego, whatever it is. And he doesn't get to do, he can take a nap while the guy who was not born in this country, who was born under apartheid in South Africa, so has that mentality going on. He was pro-apartheid, as I understand it.
He's a naturalized citizen.
Right.
Now.
He's a naturalized citizen.
Now he's a naturalized citizen.
Oh, really? How did he do that? Did he come over the border legally?
He had an H-1B visa, I believe.
He flew in.
Yeah, he allegedly overstayed that visa.
Yeah, but I think this is just perfectly wonderful for Trump. He can take a nap and let this foreign agent, an enemy of the United States, do his job.
Anybody else?
Come on, she got to write this. She got to read the legal note.
I wouldn't go as far as to necessarily call him an enemy of the United States yet. Let's give him a little bit of time.
That now I'm getting some flack because I said that Musk was pro-apartheid. I don't really know for sure if he was. He grew up at that time.
But you said it.
When apartheid was in full bloom before the great Nelson Mandela fixed that. He was around at that time, but maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. He might have been a young guy, too.
Might have been.
So don't be suing me, okay, Elon? They're allowed to say any lie they want, but we have to be really strict. That's why this show's important.
Yeah.
Everybody can say any lie they want, but when we lie, we got to correct it. That's pretty much what she said. We try to lie, but they make us correct it. Yeah, because you're going to get sued by the richest man in the world, okay? And her saying that he's, an enemy. He's a naturalized citizen. Do you not understand what that means? He's not an illegal alien. He go, well, how did he get here? Did he come illegal? No, he was on an H-1B visa, which is legal. Oh, he overstayed his visa. I don't know if that's true whatsoever. But if he did, maybe it was a technicality because he ended up getting naturalized citizenship. And the guy has made such an impact in the United States that it's ridiculous. He's probably one of the greatest Americans to ever live. And to be quite honest, I'm talking about it as far as accomplishments, not morals and stuff. I don't know. That dude, he probably in the middle somewhere with all them baby mamas. But he definitely has made some tremendous amount of strides and accomplishments, and his transparency with his companies. Like he don't patent Tesla's technology. He doesn't. He say it's open patent. It's an open patent. So anybody can use what Tesla uses to make their vehicles, and he challenged people, if you can make it better and cheaper than Tesla can make it, then you can have it and do it. That just makes the world better. I don't have to have a proprietary connection. I just want the world to be better. And most people would never do something like that. And don't forget, I think he had a big part in rescuing free speech by buying X, and he also helped Donald Trump get across the finish line. He was giving away $1 million a day at one point. I think Nick got selected, but he wasn't at home, so they walked away. Literally, Elon Musk's little organization that was giving away $1 million a day came to his house came to his house, hit the Ring camera. He at work, and they walked away. He almost won $1 million. It is my fault, actually. If you weren't here and you were sitting at home, you would have won. You would have had $1 million. Hey man, you give me 50,000, I'll be cool with that. Anyway, let's go to Scott. I got Scott Jennings clip and I got AOC clip on the same topic, but I know you guys want to see it because you want to see how people reacting to all this stuff. Let's go to Scott Jennings, the man of the year. Roll the clip.
Can we be real for a moment that DOGE is not about cutting money, right? It's not about spending. It's about shrinking government so that it'll be too small to stop Trump with whatever else is in this plan.
Why would the government stop Trump? Isn't he the head of the government? You're saying the government would be too small to stop Trump. If Trump's the president, why would the government, the bureaucracy, be actively trying to stop him?
Because he is shredding the Constitution and creating an authoritarian dictatorship. That's why.
And no matter who is in office, I'm going to hold them accountable. But more importantly, I'm going to make sure the government is working for the American people.
Both of you all made an interesting point, which is that your view is that Trump is shredding the Constitution. I'd like to hear more about that. But that it seems to me that you all both believe that the unelected part of our government, the bureaucracy, has a responsibility to resist the political leadership. Is that your view?
That's not actually
That's
what
not
we
at
said.
all
We
what I
said they
said.
are
Yeah, it is.
upholding the Constitution, the principles of the Constitution, and at times
How
that we
is
have
Trump
seen.
shredding the Constitution?
My God, he's like.
I mean, seriously,
He
do we
doesn't
have to
believe in
give
the
you a
balance of
civics
power,
lesson
Scott.
that we have?
I don't know,
we put all power in the executive
How is
branch.
holding the
The legislative branch, the FBI. Now we're in control of the military. We're
Yes.
silencing media.
Commander-in-Chief,
This
head
is
of
what
the
you
military.
do
It's a
in a
great part of power.
dictatorship.
Are you suggesting that the president is not the commander-in-chief of the military?
I am suggesting that the president is going to put in charge somebody who is going to contravene the Constitution. And at some near point, this conversation will look very silly for you because it will be obvious. And right now, you're gaslighting. But when we get to the actual rubber of the road of this, it will be clear.
I'm interested in this conversation. He's going to put someone in charge who will contravene the Constitution. Like who? What do you mean by that? The president is in charge of the military, is he not? You said he's going to put someone in charge of the military?
The president is in charge of the military. That is how it
God
works.
As elected
dang.
president, we, according to the Constitution, vest all executive authority in a president. And the concept that the military should be an independent agency or that the bureaucracy should resist the political leadership of this government is extraordinarily dangerous.
That's what we said. That's a straw
not what
man.
we
It's
said. That's
ridiculous.
literally not what we said.
I'm just repeating back to you your own
I
words.
did.
Somebody call 911. This was a homicide. Scott Jennings just did a homicide. And I'm and not really YouTube, okay? And I don't do my thing. But he killed them so much in this. I want to watch it again. Let's watch it again. This was so masterful. But this time when you look at it, I'm gonna shut up. I want you to watch their faces. And when it's important to watch their face, I'm gonna do like this. Because when people, I see this all the time, bro. Y'all know people argue with me, people that don't know nothing about politics. They come to me, bro, and I start talking, and when they don't have an answer, what do? They look around. That's not what we said. She look at help. Somebody help, because I don't know what I was just saying, and I hadn't thought about none of what I'm saying. I'm just talking out my. And somebody help me, please, on the panel. Watch it. I'm going to do like this when I want you to watch. Roll the clip.
Can we be real for a moment that DOGE is not about cutting money, right? It's not about spending. It's about shrinking government so that it'll be too small to stop Trump with whatever else is in this plan.
Why would the government stop Trump? Isn't he the head of the government? You're saying the government would be too small to stop Trump. If Trump's the president, why would the government, the bureaucracy, be actively trying to stop him?
Because
they
he
want
is
to uphold
shredding
the
the Constitution and creating an authoritarian dictatorship. That's why.
And no matter who is in office, I'm going to hold them accountable. But more importantly, I'm going to make sure the government is working for the American people.
Both of you all made an interesting point, which is that your view is that Trump is shredding the Constitution. I'd like to hear more about that. But that it seems to me that you all both believe that the unelected part of our government, the bureaucracy, has a responsibility to resist the political leadership. Is that your view?
That's not actually
That's
what
not
we
at
said.
all
We
what I
said they are
said. Yeah, it is.
upholding the Constitution, the principles of the Constitution, and at times
How
that we
is
have
Trump
seen.
shredding the Constitution?
My God, he's like.
I mean, seriously, do we have to give you a
All right, that's good.
I don't know.
She needed a savior. Boy, she said she ain't thought about how. She just talking. Well, how she shredded the Constitution? Do we have to really? We have to really tell you? You should. You said it. You should have an articulable response to what he's saying, because that's one of the most egregious things that a person in political position or political power could ever do is shred the Constitution. These people are so silly that he make them look embarrassed. I mean, they're completely an embarrassment. Donald Trump, the president, no matter who it is the commander-in-chief. That means that he is the man that controls the U.S. military. That's why he's the most powerful person in the world, because he has the power of, the tactical coercion, if he need to use it, against other foreign powers. The only reason you free is because he controlled a military that will obliterate anybody. He's going to appoint somebody to lead the military he leads the military. How is he going to appoint somebody over him? Quit being silly. Y'all say a dictator and all this, but then you say he's going to appoint somebody over him. Who? Well, and then the federal government. All of this is on the executive branch. It has been like that since the beginning of time. The executive branch has all of our investigatory bodies, plus the military. He has been the head of this from the foundation of the United States of America, I believe, unless they made some constitutional amendments somewhere a long time ago. What are we saying, people? They just talking. This is more about shrinking the government so the government can't fight back against Trump. So unelected bureaucrats can't overthrow the government. That's what you say. Well, maybe that's a good thing, right? We elected Trump. We didn't elect some of these people. They don't get to do the will of the bureaucrats. It's the will of the people. Let me say this real quick, because share this with your mama and them. All right, clip this and share it with your mama. Do we not understand that it's the United States of America, right? The United States, the states have come together for the people, by the people, we the people. It ain't him, the man, or them, you guys are representing our interests that we put you in positions of power to represent. When you messing up, we hold you accountable. You work for us. The money we work for, we pay your salary. So when you effing up, we deserve to have the right to tell you, you got to get up out of there. When we elect the president, he needs to do the will of the people that elected him. That's it. If you don't like it, too bad. You don't like us. I don't know how we don't get that. The government don't tell us what to do. We tell the government what to do. The people are the ones who orchestrated and voted and secured what we have today as the Constitution of the United States of America. It wasn't some government system where we didn't have any involvement in. We the people. Y'all, it's funny because it's like, almost like, I'm trying to think of an analogy where the person who really run the company don't have forgotten that person runs the company. It's like an owner and maybe a CEO. Don't forget that you're the owner of the company. You're the founder of the company. Hopefully, if you did your stuff right, you have the most shares and the most votes. You make all the decisions. The CEO is supposed to roll out what you plan for the company, and they're supposed to make that come to fruition. You hire the person, you fire that person. You don't fire you can't fire the owner or the founder. You founded the company. That's set in stone. We the people founded this country. We have a CEO that we elect every year to run the country. And when you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, you got to go. We don't go, you go. You only get 4 years. We're around here for 80 years. You get 4. You get 8. And that's it. And if we want things done, we vote. I don't know how people are missing that. Anyway, let's go with AOC and her unhinged meltdown over Elon Musk, and then we're going to move on. Roll it.
DOGE did not exist 2 years ago. 19-year-olds were not raiding the Treasury 2 years ago. People who have no idea with medical background have not been hauling in and creating kangaroo courts for scientists to dismiss them 2 years ago. That started happening now. Elon Musk is not a scientist. He is not an engineer. He is a billionaire con man with a lot of money.
con man?
He does not have this kind of good background.
What?
And in fact, while there's some disruption over that, I sincerely ask you all to examine what expertise he has in approving medical devices, in biomedical engineering devices. And if you all think that he is an expert in that, I've got a bridge to nowhere to sell you. These are people's lives that are on the line, and we cannot laugh them away. Genuinely, please, I am asking you to please support this amendment for the people who have medical devices stuck in their body. Thank you, and I yield back.
These people don't know how the world works. They don't know how the world works. Nobody is an expert in everything. That's why you hire experts. Elon Musk, I think, has a working knowledge of a proportion, and I won't say gravitic proportion. That's some technology. He probably know about it, but he know how to get a rocket. He know the science and the mathematical equation to get a rocket off the ground for it to go up in the air. He has a working knowledge of that. He knows the first person in the world history to ever do this, to get the rocket to come back down and sit right where it started. Nobody's ever successfully done that. He did it. So he has a working knowledge on probably about everything that he does. But then there's people with specific expertise that you consult. There's people with expertise that may be similar to yours that you have execute what you're doing. Elon Musk ain't sitting under a rocket screwing bolts and stuff, and in the factory, he may be observing, overlooking it, but he's not putting stuff in place himself. Why? Because he's the brain. Somebody have to be the worker bee. Okay? Let me give you an example. I make the videos. My team cut the videos. I could cut the videos. I used to cut the videos before I ever had a team. But I don't need to do that because I have a team of people to do it. Therefore, we're more efficient and effective. They know how to do thumbnails, and they know how to edit video way better than me. I have a working knowledge of how to edit a video. I know what I like to see the video look like, but I'm not the expert in it. Can I still do it? Yes. But if I want to do it at a proportion that's expansive and I'm omnipresent everywhere on social media, I have to hire people that know a little better about it than I do. That's the key of being a good entrepreneur. I don't know how to screen print. I have a working knowledge of what screen printing is. I have a working knowledge of what plastisol ink is. I have a working knowledge of what machine I should buy and how many hits you need to do in order to have a certain colors. I know what a flash is. I know what dryer I need to buy. I know what curing is. I can look on a chart that we got, and I know what temperature to cure the ink on the fabric of what shirt, because we have it all scripted. But I hire people that know that way better than me because they operate it every single day. I know a little bit about embroidery, but I hire an expert to do embroidery because I don't know how to work that machine. I know how it probably should go, but that's how anybody with common sense would operate. Bill Gates. You think Bill Gates know everything about Microsoft? No, he doesn't. I doubt he has a lot to do with it. He understands how to put good people in place. Zuckerberg. Is Zuckerberg coding all this stuff? I doubt he's coding anything. Anyway, let's move on. Gavin Newsom is starting a new podcast. Ooh, you know your political career going downhill when you're going to start a podcast when you're probably one of the most unpopular governors in American history. These people are so like my wife used to always say this. She can tell when somebody is weird. They look weird. He looked like a snake oil salesman. He don't look like a genuine guy. He looked like a salesman with Botox in his forehead so it don't move. Got his hair slicked back like Beetlejuice. He's like a fictitious character. Roll the clip.
We need to change the conversation. And that's why I'm launching a new podcast. And this is going to be anything but the ordinary politician podcast. I'm going to be talking.
Stop. Just anybody can do a podcast now. I mean, anybody. I'm going to get Bo. My son can do a podcast better than him. I'm going to give him a 4-year-old. I'll put that on everything. Bo can do a better podcast than Gavin Newsom. Anybody can just give everybody a microphone, let them have a podcast. These people are silly. These are how silly this is. Roll the clip.
To people directly that I disagree with. as well as people I look up to. But more important than anything else, I'll be talking directly with you, the listener. Real conversations. What's going on with the cost of eggs? What are the impacts, real impacts to you around tariffs? What power does an executive order really have? And what's really going on inside of DOGE? Look, there's an onslaught of information that we take in. So let's take it to the sources without the typical political mumbo jumbo. In the first few weeks, we're going to be sitting down with some of the biggest leaders and architects in the MAGA movement. This is Gavin Newsom.
Bro, don't you got a state to be focusing on? How about your podcast tell us how y'all done blew all that mother freaking money in California? How about your podcast tell us why you paying $9 billion for illegal aliens health care? How about you tell us where all that money came from, or where that money went that's supposed to go to the homeless epidemic, and you still got people out there with they hoo-ha hanging out. I see one lady on the side of the road, she wiping her stuff like this, just everything hanging out. I happen to look over and I'm like, oh man, she got all of it hanging out, and she wiping it with a towel on the side of the road. Where am I? Then I saw a Home Depot. I saw a Home Depot on the side of the road. I'm looking and I see saws, I see drills hanging over a wall. They got a whole setup on the side of the road. They done stole stuff from Home Depot and had it lined up so you can go buy it. What is happening? People cooking chicken and burritos on the corner. They on the corner of the street with all the cars driving by and the fumes and the buses and they cooking burritos right there. Man, California is crazy as a mud, man. I ain't even talking about Skid Row. I'm talking about random places going throughout California with homeless people burning stuff down. How about you do a podcast about that, Gavin? How about you do a podcast about how you cheated on your wife with your campaign manager's wife? How about you talk about that? Let's podcast that, Home Skillet. How about when it was COVID time and you on there telling everybody they can't see their family for holidays, and you up at that laundry, what is that called, a French laundry, with all your buddies in a little glass room, nobody got a mask on. Explain that to us, bro. Podcast about that. I got so much more. I have so much more. The fact that they're in billions of dollars worth of debt in California and the governor wants to do a podcast, that's insane to me. I'm going to have people from MAGA that I disagree with. No, how about you had a fire chief there? How about you had a fire chief that can tell us what happened when people whole house burned down? How about you have people's house who burned down on your podcast? Y'all see this? He can't be serious. Gavin can't be serious. It can't be. Somebody really edited that video and put it out and thought it was a good idea to introduce his podcast after one of the most catastrophic fires to ever exist in California history. And this is the right time for you to start a podcast. What he really doing is he's trying to get his name and reputation up there so he can run for president. He don't give a F about you Californians. I want y'all to understand that. He don't care about y'all. These people are narcissists. I can see he's a narcissist from the TV. All right, let's get the other. What's the greatest hits one?
Oh, it's like his worst. It's like a commercial for the podcast, but it's a parody. It's hilarious.
All right, let's play it. Roll it.
Welcome to the Gavin Newsom podcast. I know no one actually asked for this and they'd prefer I do my actual job instead of whatever the hell this is, but everyone knows I march to the beat of my own drum, which is why when I locked everyone down during COVID, I still went to fancy restaurants that you poor losers couldn't even afford to work at, let alone eat at. I appreciate the poor optics of another podcast hosted by a straight white male, but the world needs this now more than ever. And from what I've read online, most people don't consider me straight or a man anyhow. Have I made mistakes as governor? Not really. Actually, no. I have never made a mistake ever. I guess banging my campaign manager's wife could be viewed as a mistake, except hypergamy is a very common lifestyle in California. Some people like to say I was asleep at the wheel, which made the LA fire substantially more devastating. But again, I haven't made any mistakes. Also, aren't you amazed how little I'm using my hands while I talk? My aides told me the way I talk makes me look like a complete psychopath. So I'm doing my best to talk like a normal person right now. Plus, I'm not a psychopath, just a sociopath. Those are two very different things. Oops, I'm doing it again. Old habits die hard. Don't tell that to my new campaign manager, though. Just kidding. Or am I?
If you like that, make sure.
Hold on, play it.
Sure to subscribe and follow for more.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message. Follow and subscribe to Danny's Perfect Content.
So I don't know if y'all know Danny Jokes. I don't know how they don't ban him, but I'm glad they don't because I like the guy. But he literally do AI, but he don't say it's AI. We know that's AI. AI actually is, maybe AI interpreted what he said and they came up with that. But he don't never put it as AI on there. When we do this in post-production, Nick, I want you all to put a flag on it and say this is AI. People can tell it's AI because the mouth kind of moves a little different, but my God, dude. It's close, though. His hand movements and words and stuff all kind of went together. That's what Gavin Newsom actually meant. AI is saving us. It interpreted what that fool was saying. All right, we got one more compilation of this idiot so you can give you more proof why his podcast is... Ain't nobody watching this. Roll the clip.
The hell's going on? Clean it up.
You've heard him bloviate on TV, interviews, and social media, but never before have all his failures been brought together in one collection.
We all need to self-medicate periodically.
The people that brought you Biden's blunders and Kamala's cackles now proudly present Gavin Newsom's greatest hits.
This whole damn border debate is made up. It's made up.
And who could forget?
Well, finally, California is going to get it right with this new high-speed rail.
Timeless classics.
If we can just get everybody vaccinated that's not vaccinated, that's refusing to get vaccinated, that's living vaccine-free and impacting the rest of us. It's like drunk drivers.
And cliches.
These are organized gangs of people that are coming out, and forgive me for saying gangs. I know that's not a pejorative. They're organized groups of folks.
Everyone's favorite.
Deeply sorry about that. I've hurt someone I care deeply about, Alex Turk, his friends and family.
Platitudes.
I thought I was dumb. And we look like a third world country. We haven't been looking that good in the last few decades in this state.
And failures like...
And that's why we established this framework, what we call a 10-year plan to end chronic homelessness in San Francisco.
Order Gavin Newsom's greatest hits by calling 1-916-445-2841. Gavin Newsom's greatest hits, not available in stores. Please wait 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. Money back guarantee. Please, for the love of God, keep this guy out of the White House.
This is how snake oil. It's like the snake oil hotline. Gavin Newsom should actually be doing his podcast on these little shows. Back in the day, they used to come on at night. I mean, some of y'all old enough to remember that. Nick probably too young. Them infomercials used to be diabolical, bro. I thought, Jesus, I almost bought some of that water they were selling. That dude came on there. I forget who he was. Duplessis or something, whatever. Come on there. God is talking directly to you tonight. And I'm like, really? Yeah, you. God wants you to be holified with this water. And I said, dang, that's crazy. God has water for me. It's only $99.99 and 3 months supply. I'm like, oh man, where you get it from? I got it from the Jordan River. What are you talking about, bro? You selling me water? I thought you was gonna give me a word from God. He got some holy water, something spiritual gonna happen, bro. You $99.99. You could have said $20 or $25. You could have gave a straight number. You would $9.99.99 for 9 months. Snake oil salesman. Them people, they going straight to hell. I just want y'all to know. I always wondered, like, who going to hell? Like, that's crazy that some people are gonna go to hell. It's them people that be on that infomercial. And Gavin Newsom and all these other people that's out here that's knowingly and intentionally conning you with a straight face. I could never, like, I don't know. It's hard to trust a man that cheat on his wife. Now, if you gave your life to Christ and you had a hard time and you changed, then okay, I could forgive you. But people that don't believe in God and they ain't repentant and they cheating on their wife and stuff, it's hard to trust somebody like that. You even if you wanted to, how do you get yourself to a point where you cheating on your wife? Do you maybe because if you're not famous, it's different. I don't know. You know how crazy it'd be if I cheated on my wife? Do you know how crazy? First of all, I'd probably get killed. But outside of her killing me or her daddy killing me, you know how much you have to lose to do something like that? Like, I don't ever want to be in a video. I just want y'all to know I'm sorry. I had a lapse of judgment. I just want y'all to forgive me. Thank y'all for y'all support. And y'all ain't never, ever. It ain't nothing ain't worth that. Then my kids, like, I'm not going to see Bo. I got to have custody and child support. And for who? What piece of you going to get to make that your life hard like that? What are y'all doing? She may be fine, but she ain't worth that. Oh, my wife is good enough, baby. My wife fine. She fine enough. I'm happy. I'm blessed. I got everything going for me. Hey, somebody messing with some campaign, somebody else's wife. Can I say this real quick? I don't know why a man want to mess with somebody else's leftovers. I'm just being honest. She married to him. He been doing all kind of nasty stuff with her. And you finna mess over your wife to be with his hand-me-downs. You know what that man been doing with that woman? He's his wife. He doing all kind of freaky stuff. And you going behind him to do that on your wife. Okay. I don't get it. Y'all tripping out here. Then y'all got these little nasty girls on Instagram. Do you know how many? You know that's a rental car. You finna leave the woman that married you, that take care of your kids, that help you when you wasn't nothing, to drive a rental car. Everybody, if she online and you can see all this, everybody ran through that already. Everybody played. Everybody playing. You know what I mean? Dudes out here with money that's playing with that, they played. They didn't play. Dudes swindling. I have friends that can swindle anybody. They swindling. They swindled her. She broken. She got that on there. She got that on there. She twerking and doing all this stuff. She sexualized. She got OnlyFans. And you going to ruin your marriage to a woman that's committed to you to drive a rental car. You got to be crazy. You got to get a certified pre-owned. Okay? All right, certified pre-owned. I don't know how many new cars out there, but you get you a certified pre-owned, you'll be good. Y'all turning down a certified pre-owned for a lemon that they got a salvage title, and you're going to lose your family for a salvage title. Some of y'all mad at me, but I'm just telling the truth. I'm helping some men out there. Women don't want to hear you talk like this. A salvage title. You better teach y'all daughters. Y'all better start teaching your daughters to compete. When I say compete, that means the less you give yourself away, the more value you have. Don't you? Not one of y'all better get in the comment section and be like, that ain't real. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. You may not think it's real, but the man that you want to be with think it's real. The less you give away, the more value you have. The more you give it away, the less value you have. You still may be a good woman, but your value have dropped from here to here. Your stock is down. That's like a car. The more you crash the car, the less insurance gonna cover it. The less sturdy it is. The more you doing that, the less emotionally stable you are. The more hurt you done been through. The breakups, the betrayal, the trust issues. Quit lying to yourself. Men too. Y'all ain't off the ring. Y'all think y'all listening to these gurus. I'm a red pill guru. Women, fresh and fit. I'm gonna bring Fresh on, or Fit. I'm gonna bring Myron on. Me and him was chopping up. I gotta whoop him over the head with masculinity. I think me and him probably agree on a few things, but you talking about you gonna sleep with a bunch of women and they make you a high value man? You gotta be stupid. Sleeping with a bunch of women as a high value man, it disqualifies you, because you are putting yourself, you are creating liabilities in your success. Unless you Elon Musk and you can pay these women $10 million a piece a year and then it won't hurt your pockets. The average man, you got a company, you got success, you have endeavors, and you go and sleep with all these women and one of them get pregnant. You finna go through 18 years of hell for no reason. That's not high value men. Now God can forgive you, you can turn it around, but I'm just saying, if that's how you live in your life, I got to speak to somebody. Don't do that. All right? Young men, be a good man, right? Don't listen to the Joneses. Don't listen to all these men say sleep with all these women. It ain't worth it. After a while, it's all the same stuff. You're just doing the same stuff over and over and over again. Think you're going to get a different experience. You just wasting your time and hurting people's daughters and hurting your reputation. And then you're going to get to a point where you finally want to be in love, but you all messed up because you can't keep your stuff in your pants. I could do a whole course on this. I should. Maybe I should do a course on this. And I'm not saying something because I'm all perfect. I didn't been there. And I tell you, one of the things that I wish that I could take back if I had 5 wishes. One of my wishes would be, I wish I'd waited till I met Corinne to do anything. I wish I'd just waited. None of these other people mean nothing. They don't mean absolutely nothing. Some of them, I don't even remember their name. I don't even remember their name no more. I thought about them twice. They're completely irrelevant in my life. They have no value. So why did I waste my time with that when I have a woman that I love that I'm going to be with the rest of my life that have all the value? All right, let's move on. 3 people got that. All right, let's go to trans athlete sets new Division III girls triple jump meet record in Ontario at the Ontario Relays in Southern California. Now, just so y'all know, I was in track and field. I did the triple jump. I actually went to state in the triple jump, but I ended up I was playing football. Track was my side hustle. I never marked my steps, not one time. I had no training. I just naturally had hops. So I went to state in the triple jump, or at least I got selected to go to state in the triple jump, but I was playing football. So I went to the Texas A&M football camp instead of going to state because I wasn't going to go nowhere. I knew I wasn't going to win state either. But anyway, roll the clip.
That's
the long jump. They tripping. That's a big old dude. Go back. That's got to be 6. That's got to be. No, stop, pause it. Look how much bigger that person is than these girls. I don't know why I said triple jump. Roll the clip. Didn't even jump that far. That really wasn't that far. But to be a transformer, that's not right. Let's go to the triple jump leaderboard. Let's see what this person jumped in a triple jump.
Hernandez of Rupa Valley High School. Amazing 3 wins today. What was the SMR?
SMR, long, triple, and then I have high later.
And you still got the high jump. Amazing performances so far. How are you feeling?
Pause it. Let's start over. We'll do this one and then we'll go to the leaderboard. You got the leaderboard there? Yes. Okay. Nick was telling you leaderboard. Okay, go ahead. Play.
Hernandez of Rupa Valley High School. Amazing 3 wins today. What was the SMR?
SMR, long, triple, and then I have high later.
And you still got the high jump. Amazing performances so far. How are you feeling just about how the day went today at the Ontario Relays?
Very excited. I don't know. I did not. After long, I was like, oh, maybe I'm not going to do as good as triple, but I'm glad that I performed pretty well, and I'm just excited.
What do you think really clicked today in the triple jump?
I don't know. I think I was really nervous. I was so nervous. Just jump good, please. After coming off of the big win at Arcadia, I was like, you can't just go out of nowhere. Like, you
Yeah.
have to do good. So I'm just glad that I performed pretty well today.
And then coming off of last year, you had such an amazing season. Now, as a junior, I believe, like, how are you using all that momentum and just all that energy to try to put into a great year this year?
I just keep telling myself, you are number one, and it's yours to lose. So if you lose it, it's fine, but just keep that drive to get it back.
And I'm curious, too, just how has the training been going at the beginning of the season? It seems that it's definitely working right as you performed well at the Winter Championships. Now a great performance here today in the triple jump. How has training been?
Training's been pretty hard. Light days. In the beginning of the week, it's pretty hard, and then we get lighter as the day goes on to prepare for the meet. And then once meet time comes, we'll just go all out.
And then getting the win in SMR with your team.
Okay,
I know you
I'm
usually
done.
always
Let's go to the leaderboard. I can't listen to that fool anymore. So this person did a 40-foot triple jump. So the one that y'all saw was a long jump, wasn't a triple jump, but this is the triple jump numbers. So this person did 40 feet. Look, I want y'all to think about this real quick. Now, men do this sometimes too, men against men. But if you look at the leaderboard, the separation between second and third is less than a foot. The separation between, a third and fourth is about a foot. Fourth and fifth is less than a foot. Fifth and sixth, less than a foot. Sixth, seventh, not even a foot, or probably about a foot. So you got all these people separated by probably a foot or less. I mean, much less. Some of them are like inches. Then you add a one at the top that's beating them by 8 feet. I want y'all to understand this. 8 feet is far as F. Am I smoking crack? I'm 6'2". You got to add a couple more feet on me. 8 feet is from here to way over here. Okay. Am I wrong? Am my math wrong? That's 8 feet, right? That's 8 feet, right? A little less than 8 feet. Beat them by 8 feet. And they're beating each other by less than a foot. Some of them by a foot, less than a foot by most of them. 8 feet big. And then they go, the trans people it ain't really no impact. Show me where trans people are beating women in sports. This mom beat them by 8 feet. That's crazy. That's cray-cray. I wish I had the leaderboards in the men's. But this is what I always say, man. Like, do you really want compassion? If you really wanted compassion, knowing that you're a dude, even if you think you're a girl, you 6'2" and they 5'5", just walking up next to them, you towering over these girls. You knew when you were a dude that you were better than them. And you had the audacity to then compete against them, beat the brakes off of them, and act like, oh, this is normal. I was born like this. This is barbaric. I don't want to be mad at trans people. Like maybe most trans people just living their life. But when you do this ain't right. This ain't right, bro. That's like if you can be trans age. You can be trans agenal. I don't know if that's a word. I just made it up. Y'all can go figure that out with your professor. If you can somehow be a trans in your age, and I am a 30-year-old man, and I'm strong as an ox, and I identify as an 18-year-old, and I'm beating the brakes off of them. I'm the strongest. And I'm proud of that. But in the inside, I know I'm 30, and they 18. I feel like I'm 18, but I know I'm 30 because I've been lifting weights twice as long as they have. And then I go back and compete against them, and I want to sit on the podium. It's the same thing with these trans people. They run track, they in the sports, they whooping these girls, they can't run against the girls, they got the top times. They transition, and they go, Yeah, I'm so proud of my wins and successes. Why they always winning though? For everybody that say this, show me a trans person that's in a sport that didn't win. Show me one. Show in state of Washington, trans person won state in the 400 and the 200. Only trans in the race won number one. Leah Thomas, the only trans in their swimming circuit, won number one. This person that I know of is the only trans and they're number one. So show me a trans person that ain't winning. That ain't at least on the podium. Show me a trans person. You ain't gonna find one. Now, while you're showing me that, show me a trans man, meaning a woman turned into a man that's playing in sports. Show it to me. If being trans don't have an impact whatsoever, and it's all equal, then that means that a woman that transitions to a man should be able to compete with men in sports. It should be a fair comparison. I hope you go to hell for being deceptive and evil towards people and gaslighting people to feel sorry for you and you're a devil. I'm just saying it. I'm so sick of this stuff, man. I'm so sick of people manipulating and abusing other people. This is absolute abuse. These girls are losing their whole careers and losing their podium positions, and you know better when you did it. Then you gaslight people and you want to play a victim. You shouldn't have done it. Leah Thomas had no business still swimming and going in the locker room with Riley Gaines, pulling this thing out. It's intentional. Man, men, when I was in the locker room, men don't even really be putting their thing out in front of each other. Man, most of the men put a towel on. For some reason, the offensive linemen didn't want to wear a towel. And I don't know why, boy, because they should have been the ones wearing a towel. I'm just saying. But they ain't that one wear a towel. They got a towel around their neck. Everybody else got a towel on them. When you're in your locker and you putting lotion on and you changing, bro, you change with you're like this. You and another man talk, hey, don't talk to me till I got let me put my stuff up. And then we could talk. We got nothing to say with it out. If mine out and yours out, let's get dressed first and then we can talk. It's like the cardinal rule, bro. We can't talk with it out. And if we talking with it out, I'm this way, you looking your way, and we talking, we ain't looking at each other. So with men doing that, why would Leah Thomas go into a girl's thing and then have his thing out on display? You would think if you were a girl, you wouldn't want to show it because you don't want every girls to know you got a thing. You want to be a girl, right? Nah, man, he want the girls to see it. He want to get with them. He lusting. So it makes me so mad. It's how Looney Tune our country has become. It's so crazy to me. Ain't no way in the world you could tell me a man is in the women's locker room and he ain't getting turned on. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, gangster. I don't care if you trans or not. You looking at these women in the best shape of their lives. You tell me Riley Gaines ugly. Yeah, right. That dude in there looking at Riley Gaines, probably taking pictures of him on his phone. Just a scumbag. I couldn't be nobody. My daughter couldn't be in that. I'd have to ask for forgiveness. I say, Lord, give me strength. Lord, make me over, because I'm about to go ham. I'm about to pull homeboy out of there and drag him out there. Anyway, how much time I got? All right, how many people watching this? Oh, y'all still love me. Should I do another story? Should I do the super chats? Now, let's do it. Let's wait. Because I don't know if I can get deep into this story. I think this is good for today. We'll get to these two stories tomorrow. I don't want to belabor you guys too long. But let's get to some of the super chats. And thank y'all for super chatting. Thank you guys for joining the Tatum Squad. If you haven't joined the Tatum Squad, join the Tatum Squad. Let me tell you one thing that you get on the Tatum Squad. You get 40% off my store if you're a Tatum Squad member. Tatum Force, right? Tatum Force get 40% off. We'll post the discount again. So if you are wanting to shop on my store, it is worth joining Tatum Force to get 40% off the store. It's just worth it. I'm just telling you. That's the discount you get. And I think you get 30% off if you're a Tatum Squad member. So that's just Tatum Squad member, Tatum Force get 40, Tatum Squad get 30. And so if you thinking about it and you want to go on the Tatum store and you want to buy some merch, you might want to take advantage of them discounts. I'm just telling you. Anyway, Carissa, thank you so much for joining the Tatum Squad. Irving, thanks so much for joining the Tatum Squad. Let's go down. We both said I'd probably swing on you at the exact same time. See, great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. Let's see. I don't even know how to say that. What is that? Caius? Thanks so much for being a Tatum Squad member for 2 months. RIP to the Texas rancher who was murdered by the cartel by planting an IED on his own property. When will enough be enough and we do what we got to do? I got you. We reading the same sheet of music. I heard about that. I heard that story flash somewhere a while ago, but I didn't look into it. Let's see, Melinda, thanks so much for the super chat. Opinion on Trump golden statue. Is a statue from the AI video. I didn't see that. I'm surprised people didn't ask me about Trump's gold card. I think, to be honest, I don't mind our country doing that. If you got enough money, you wealthy, and you want to buy your way over here, I'm okay with that. You maybe get a pathway to citizenship, I'm okay with that. Come on, make us rich while you buying your way over here. Because they giving away for free. We might as well charge you. Let's see, lady, thanks so much for being a member for 9 months. Thank you for being out there, keeping us straight. I don't remember what year, but I have been with you since the beginning. The beginning was in, see, my YouTube channel is funny. My YouTube channel said like 2013 or something. I think because when YouTube first came out, I had a channel. Never used it or nothing. I just used to watch videos on there. I never had a channel to post. I think I first started posting on YouTube in like 2016, 2017. I never posted on YouTube. I think maybe I put my video from Facebook on there or something like that. I used to just be on Facebook. So about 2016, 2017 is when it all started. 2020 is when it blew up. And it's funny because some people joined me at different parts. Some people been with me from the beginning, like Lady said, from the beginning in 2016. Some people joined in 2017. Some people joined in 2020. Some people joined during George Floyd. Some people joined during COVID. I mean, some of the other COVID stuff unraveling. Some people joined me at all different times. And so anyway, I'm thankful for all y'all, man. I love you and appreciate you. Let's see. How about making piracy legal to fight cartels? You catch that? Yeah, I'm not sure. What was your longest drive yesterday at the course? Also, did you see that Al Sharpton blackout that every black leftist is promoting on social media? We got to do that one tomorrow. The Al Sharpton blackout. How long did I drive? Just give an estimate, because it was going in the bushes half of the time. When I had a good one.
I think you gotta get 150, 200.
150, 200?
150, I'd say.
It was shanking. I was shanking them. Just so y'all know, if y'all don't know, your boy don't know how to golf. But I tell you what, I was missing the ball every time. Just whoop, 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 whoop. And then when I listened to the advice of Nick, he told me you got to keep your eyes down, keep your eye on the ball, don't lift your head up. So once I started doing that, I started making contact. All right, I can't say it looked good, but I made contact. But I was doing decent on the putts.
Yeah,
I was put passing. All right, I was doing good. The way I was reading the greens, I think I was accurate on all of them. I was reading except one. I was kind of off on that last one. I did pretty good. And look, this is my second time ever being on a golf course. I had never golfed before last year at the thing, and then a year later, it's my second time on a golf course, and I did what I did. All right, let's get to the rest of these. I got to go golf more, Nick. Man, that was fun, man. Out there smoking cigars, it was fun. It was crazy. I'm trash though, bro. I'm so trash. Like if we weren't playing like a charity event where we were a team, I couldn't do 18 holes. Y'all see, I was in the cart at the end. I was like, man, ain't no me trying to drive or nothing. I'm finna smoke this cigar. Yeah. Let's see. Big Mac, nuggets, fries, pure happiness in a bag. I don't know, man. I don't know. If I was young, I used to think it was good. I don't really do that nasty McDonald's. I haven't eaten McDonald's. I can't speak for everybody. Phase 1 files released to influencers and reporters. That's interesting because I didn't get anything. Anyway, love the show, brother, and keep up reacting to crazy woke. 100%, man. The craziness is how we become free, exposing this crazy stuff. Lady, thanks so much for the super chat. Lee Priest, thank you so much, brother. Good day. Sad news about Gene having and his wife found dead. Yeah, we were going to talk about that today, actually. I don't know if we should talk about it. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Let's make sure we make a plan to talk about this tomorrow. Yeah. So I didn't even know who Gene was. I have to look him up. He's 95 years old. Yeah, maybe there's a better update tomorrow. He was 95 years old. He was found deceased. It was him, his wife, and his dog was found deceased in his Santa Fe home, and they believe there was foul play. So I don't know if it was a me, you, and him gotta go type thing, or did somebody go, y'all gotta go, if y'all know what I'm saying, right? You either or somebody came in and I don't know if it could have been an accident, right? When that many people are deceased at the same time, it could have been something that could have been an accident, right? You know, carbon monoxide poison or something like that. Or they made it intent that they were gonna take some pills and OD and be the end. We shall see. Mysterious things like that sometimes have an alibi. Not an alibi, but have a kind of like an explanation of why they did it. Let's see. Black Suburban Dad, thanks so much for the super chat. At the end of your last stream, you went on a rant that touched me to the core. You said somebody needed to hear what you were saying, and I did. I'm trying to build my YouTube channel, working 14 hours a day, and taking care of my son is not easy. I love that, bro. Hey, I appreciate that. Email me, Black Suburban Dad. Email me, and I'll give you some advice. We can get on the Zoom call or something, and I can give you a rundown of tell me where you at, and I'll give you everything I know that can help you get to where you want to go. So just send me an email. It's on my website. Or hit me on Instagram. It's funny because there are some people that I know that are celebrities. When I text them, they don't answer. When I send them an email, when I send them an Instagram, they answer right away. And I'm literally the same way. You text me, I might see it later. You Instagram me, I'm on it. But anyway, bro, thank you so much, man. I know, sometimes God puts stuff on my heart. It could be just me. I don't know if it's God, right? It ain't like God was like, Brandon, I need you to say this. It's like I start getting this feeling of like, no, you need to say this. Like, no, this is deep. This is deeper than just politics. This needs to be said. And that's how I feel. And sometimes I say, man, I think that's God telling me to keep going and saying that. But I appreciate you saying that. Candy, thanks so much for the super chat. I'm in my best Officer Tatum voice to AOC. Ma'am, you were a bartender before you were an advocate. Please go sit down. Love your show. Huge shout out. It's funny because I didn't even say that, but like I was thinking that. She was like, he don't qualify. Ma'am, you were a bartender. You were mixing daiquiris. I don't know if you mix a daiquiri. I guess you blend it. You were making probably trash old fashions before you became a politician, ma'am. You were in there getting little tips, making little nasty drinks, probably was sorry at it. That's why you decided to be a politician, because your old fashioned was trash. Using Maker's Mark for your whiskey. Using Jack Daniels. That's what kind of bartender AOC was. She was a Jack Daniels Maker Mark bartender. She was I'm going to make an old fashioned and put a bunch of ice in it and pour it over the top. She don't do the cube. She do the ice over the top. You know you wasn't right. AOC in there trash canning it. Crushed ice. Yeah, she even worse. She a crushed ice. She give you a blended old fashioned. Put some water in it for you. That's what kind of, anyway. Let's see. Quentin, thanks so much for the super chat. B. Tatum, you inspired me to finally start my own business. Your message from Tuesday's live gave me the faith to take a chance on myself. Go for it, brother. That make me feel good. I mean it. That don't mean that everything gonna be perfect. It just means that you got to give it a try, because that's what I did. I'm not telling you something I read in a book, some inspirational book. I'm telling you what I lived, and I believe in it. The light of the gospel, not meant to stay hidden. It's our mission to share it. God presides over the great assembly, renders judgment amongst the gods. Amen, amen. Let's see, Iron Man, thanks so much for the super chat. I want to get T-Force, but didn't you say you'd be reformulating it or bettering the formulation for future, what is that? Iterations. Just wanted the best. Thank you. Yeah. So let me say that. We completely sold out of T-Force. I'm very transparent. I don't need for me to lie to y'all or do none of that. It's definitely no. When I started T-Force, so I have a formulator that's on our team. He formulates all of our supplements. He formulated our day and night, and we have a contract for him to formulate all of our supplements. I didn't think, to be honest, to have him specifically formulate. I got the T-Force based on ingredients that I knew would work, that are ingredients that work, ingredients that I saw in other testosterone supplements. And I say this combination of ingredients together, based on what I used in other testosterone supplements, I say all of these together will be incredibly effective. I had that made, right? I didn't go through in crazy details. I had that made, and that's what we had on the market. My formulator said, Brandon, let me look at that formula, because what you got is good, but I can make it, I can do a little magic to it. I can make it better. I know how this works with this and this and this and that. This is standard stuff. It'll work. It's good. People will see an incredible difference, but I can make it crazier than the formulation you just had. So obviously we sold out of all our T-Force. The next stock we're going to get is the new formulated one from our formulator, Steve. And it's going to be better. So if you were in the business of wanting to get T-Force, we sold out pretty much. If you were in the business to get T-Force, we're going to have the advanced version of it coming soon. And we're going to make two, though, because he had given me an idea to say we should make one for testosterone boost for people that don't work out, and then one for people that do work out. Because there are people that want to get their testosterone levels up, but they're not heavy, hardcore in the gym. They may go sometimes, they may go on a walk, they may be a little older, they may work a strenuous job, but they're not in the gym hitting it hard. But they still need the benefits of energy, recovery, building their T, their libido, all of that stuff. So the next iteration of T-Force is going to be the advanced version, and also we'll have two different versions. The one for the everyday person that wants to get their T levels up or encourage the increase in their T levels naturally. It's not T. You're not taking testosterone. You got to get prescription to do something like that. And I would recommend that nobody ever do that without a doctor, because once you start taking T, your body does not naturally produce it anymore. The reason T-Force is prominent and it's a good idea, because a lot of y'all really don't need to take T. You're too young. You really just need your body's natural response to encourage your body to produce more testosterone. And then you max that out as long as you can. And then when you're in your 50s or so, you start getting in your 50s and 60s, you may need to go get tested and see if your T levels are right. And if so, consult with a doctor on how you should proceed. But for the everyday person, I would argue that probably 60% of men have low T. And they can naturally get their testosterone up if they use supplementation and other natural things to do. But anyway, so I'm glad for the super chat. We advanced it. And this is what we're going to do. This is why Synergy is such a great company. And reason why I created it is because I always want to be on the cutting edge of innovation when it comes to supplements. I don't ever want to just, I know I'm going on a rant, but like the reason I did this because they did a study at GNC and at Walmart, and they found that like 80% of supplements, you can look this study up, like 80% of supplements had no nutritional value. Complete placebo. 80%. That means that most of the stuff y'all taking in the stores and that I was taking in the stores is a placebo. They don't really have, they can put a list of ingredients on there. They use so little of the ingredient that it's inconsequential and it doesn't do what it purport to do. But you wouldn't know. They could put it on a label because it's technically in the supplement, but it's inconsequential numbers. So I said, you know what? If I'm going to be taking testosterone boosters, I might as well know exactly what's in it, and I might as well get the best person I can find to make the best supplement possible. If I'm going to take an energy drink, I want to formulate it myself. I want to taste it. I want to see how it works. I want my formulator to make it the greatest it can be in a natural way. I don't want synthetic stuff. I don't want artificial flavors. I don't want none of that. I want the purest form of energy that I can get. Same thing with the night drink. I don't want to take a bunch of melatonin and get sick and all that other. I want this man that's a science. He's a scientist. He know how to this go with this and this go with this many milligrams mitochondria, all this other stuff. Come on, man, make me the best thing that's out there on the market. That's why I did it. And so with our company, I think as things evolve and become more innovative, I think we'll update our supplements as much as we can if there's needing to be updated. If there's some new technology or some new research that's done that now this comes out that you add this to this, research has shown is 10 times better or whatever. Hey, Steve, come on, whip it in the kitchen. And so all this stuff, and it's all produced right here in the United States of America. I don't want to give away. It's in Texas. We get it manufactured right in Texas, and they ship it right to us. All right, that was a long-winded explanation, but I want to be honest, man. I ain't finna sit there and try to be like, oh yeah, no, the T-Force, it's all of it is the best. No, that was the best I could do when I created it. But what am I gonna do when he tell me, hey, bro, I'll make you something better than that. Let me put this and this and this together, and this will make it more effective with this, and this will help your hormones and all this stuff. And I'm like, come on, bro, we got to do it. Just make it. And then everybody, and like I said, everybody that bought T-Force is going to work. It's great. It's better than anything that I've seen on the market. But this guy can customize stuff that ain't on the market. All right. Katie Hobbs has lost over $339 million and not enough coverage from the media happening. It seems that Pima County Sheriff with her and states his department won't help ICE. Yeah, I know. He a nut, man. When the other sheriff for Pima County was in there, Napier, because I actually worked with Napier. His son was in my squad. I think Napier was a conservative. But now Pima County, all Pima County and Tucson is just left as nut jobs. But I'm hoping that there can be an investigation into Katie Hobbs. Because when you are violating ICE or you're not helping ICE, I think the federal government can look into your stuff, especially if you're doing crooked stuff and stealing the people's money. All right, let's see. Waffle Cone. Brandon, can you explain how the trans dude is still competing with women in NCAA after Trump signed his executive order? I don't think it was NCAA. It's maybe it is. Division III. Now, let me say this. I don't know if that's considered NCAA, or that may be high school, because Division III is just a division in high school. Because we used to be 3A, 4A, 5A. Now they got 6A. So I think this is like 3A. If you guys are familiar with high school, Ontario Relays is probably like Texas Relays. Like in high school, they have Texas Relays. So in Texas Relays, it's all of the Texas high schools, and then they have another day where college compete and then pros compete at the Texas Relays. So I'm assuming that Ontario Relays We'll have all the high schools compete, college and pros. And this person is in Division III, which may be what we call 3A. So the very small schools with very low population. And then you have 4A, 5A, and then 6A are these schools with thousands of people that go to their schools. Because I don't think this is NCAA. When I looked at the jump length, it's a high school. So when I looked at the jump length and all that, that's not collegiate at all. So, yeah. And the NCAA, people can still compete. I mean, they're supposed to be holding people accountable, so they can still dip and dodge, but that was a high school and it wasn't NCAA. All right, Angela. Is that Angela? Yeah, Angela. Officer T, I need a go straight to hell instead of jail shirt, please. I know. I wish I could make that because I don't really want nobody to go to hell, to be honest. But like, if I had to make an assumption, some people deserve to go straight to hell. Like, when you're abusing kids and stuff, like jail isn't sufficient. Like, you need to go straight to hell. I mean, especially when it's malicious. You're like little kids. You manipulate them. You selling them. You putting them online. You selling. You abusing them. Come on, let Big Tony and them get them. Need to start pressuring these Crocketts. Yeah, maybe it's Jasmine Crockett. Mr. Reed's, Jen Psaki. Let's see, Schumer, Nancy Pelosi. Oh, he's making fun of their names. And Whoopi Goldturds to debate. They ain't never gonna debate me, man. I whooped them up and down the street. Evan, thanks so much for the super chat. Let's see. Brother, Trump on. Okay, I'm not going to read that again. You say that every time you're going to. I'm an hour from Ontario. California needs Jesus. 100%. Curtis Hill, thank you for joining the Tatum Squad. Ace, thank you for joining the Tatum Squad. Christopher, imagine if a white guy said that didn't know who Morgan Freeman or Samuel L. Jackson were. MSNBC would call that an example of systemic racism. I know, right? That's crazy. The hypocrisy in racism is insane to me. When have it says men have it harder to get laid. That's why they need to build value women have it easy getting laid. That's why they should preserve their value. We must get back to tradition. Let me read that again. Men have it hard to get laid. That's why they need to build value. Okay, value, period. Women have it easier getting laid. That's why they need to preserve their value. We must go back to tradition. That's a very good point. It's kind of vulgar, but it's true. The more value you have in society as a man that you can bring to the table is the more women desire you. Women, the more value you have is the less people been touching it. The less you've been out there, the more exclusive you are, the more men want to be with you. They just want to play with the other women. They want to marry you. I wish people understood this. Women don't understand this. I'm a man and I haven't been saved my whole life. And I think 80% of men think just like this. They go after the women who hot, but they marry the women who's good women. So the women that are good women don't get a lot of attention. They just get the right attention. That can be a book. The good women don't get a lot of attention. They get the right attention. But the you know what's, they get all the attention. Because a lot of these men don't want to settle down. They just want to hit. And they'll hit you and be with you, and they don't want to marry this one. That's all I'm saying. Even when they done hitting you and they get their life together, they don't want you no more. They want to marry this person. I remember when I was in college, I'm going to say this, I hope my wife not watching this live. Is she over there watching it? I hope my wife not watching this live. When I was in college, I'll never forget. I was crazy. But I remember there was a girl, dark skin. I love track girls. They got track bodies, fine. She was a good Christian. And I remember thinking to myself, I want nothing to do with her. because I want to play. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, she a good girl. I don't want to be good. But I know if I wanted to be good, I'll be with a woman just like that. And I want to play. And I ain't playing with God. I ain't finna play with God. That she in the church and everything. And I don't want to play with that. I don't want to break her heart. I want nothing to do with that. She a good woman. If I wanted to be good, I'd be with her. But instead, I want to be with them. Because they will do it all. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. And I'm telling you, that's what happened. And nobody was dating her. She was a great woman. Beautiful, articulate, smart. She was athletic. Came from a good family. But man, the guys, we were in college before I got saved, we were trying to play. We wanted to see the one that was the hottest. Who want to throw it out this weekend? Which one of y'all the easiest? But you got fine and easy. Like you try to find that medium. But then when you get saved, you're looking for the good women. And it's not right. I wish that I could go back and start over, but when you say, that's why women don't be weary and well doing, because in due season you'll get a good husband if you don't tramp it out. All right. Same thing with men. You so desperate and now you got kids with all these women, and now word on the street, you've been just throwing it on everybody. Ain't no real woman want you. She want that good, clean man that's got his life together, that's going upward in life, and that got humility and confidence and all that. Me and my wife got a podcast, just so y'all know. We finna start it back up. We're going to talk about all this on the podcast. We'd love to see you and Miss April of the Standard of Truth podcast together. Your channels and her are my favorite. Who is that? Miss April? I know, look it up real quick so I can get up out of here. Oh, there's another one came in? I'm sorry I'm chewing around there. God bless you, Officer Tatum. How about, what does that say? How about any supplement recommendations for a 63-year-old ma'am or mama that works hard, drives a tractor trailer, and doing a, is it what it say?
I think it means like,
I think y'all can't see. I can't see behind this camera.
I think it means like maintaining a farm.
Farm, something with God bless you and yours. We got to find a way to fix this because I cannot see behind this camera. Good question. Yeah, I'm spitting everywhere. Good question. 63-year-old. Let me get back to you on that. I mean, women can take testosterone. I think women should take creatine. But then at 63, I'm not really sure. But I know that from the research that I've done and the people that I listen to that I trust, they say that women should be taking creatine. Women should also be taking protein. So getting enough protein intake. You may have to supplement it. I have a couple other supplements that I'm going to launch. I'm going to launch a vitamin D K2 supplement, which I think everybody should take. Most humans are deficient in vitamin D. We're going to go down a list and try to find all of these products. I'm going to look into that for you. I'm going to screenshot that so my formulator, I can ask him the question. God bless you guys. I got to get up out of here. I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out.
Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.